Today we're going to be talking about growing grapes in desert environments. That's up next. Hello everyone, this is Dwayne with Edge of Nowhere Farm, and we're coming to you here in October of 2022. If you guys have been following us along, you know that we have over 170 fruiting trees, vines, and shrubs here on this new farm in the Arizona desert, and today we're going to be talking about growing grapes. Now I'm going to break up this into two categories of grapes. The first one is the one most people are interested in, and that is your table grapes. We have 3 different varieties of table grapes growing here on the farm. The grapevines that you see behind me here are our flame grapes. This particular variety is very easy to find. You can find them as bare root from just about everywhere come December or January. You can also find them potted later into the spring. This is a very precocious grower for us here in the Arizona desert. It sets 2 crops of fruit. In fact, we have a couple of bunches on here right now, here in the fall. Very heavy fruit set. It's a wonderful seedless variety. It's a red, sweet grape and a wonderful option for us in desert environments. Another variety that we're growing here on the farm and have had good success with is your Thompson seedless grapes. This is a green grape and very common when you look at some of the old vineyards in Arizona to see Thompson grapes growing. A wonderful sweet green grape. It ripens after the flame grapes and a great option for you in a seedless table grape. The third and final variety of table grape that we've had success with here in Arizona is the Black Manuka. You'll see the vines behind me here are starting to go to sleep. Now, this one's been a challenge for us. Not only is it inconsistent from a production standpoint, you can see it also doesn't grow all that well. So while the Flame and the Thompson are very precocious and they produce very heavily, the Manuka is a little bit off and on. In addition, it does have seeds. So this one, while it still is a sweet table grape, you're gonna find that it is seeded and it's a little tougher to grow. Now on to wine grapes. Lori and I have made over 20 batches of wine at this point. Now, most of those are fruit wines, but we wanted to give a shot at growing our own wine grapes and turning those into wine. The first variety of wine grape we want to talk about is what you see behind me here. These are our Zinfandel grapevines. This is a wonderful dark red wine, as everybody knows. These vines, going into their second season, actually produced 7 gallons of wine for us. So we were very impressed with these vines that haven't even really started production yet. The next variety of wine grape that you're gonna see behind me here would be Cabernet. Now, this wine is well known for being a wonderful red wine. We have 10 vines here on the farm. Now, these did produce a crop. We were able to get about 6 gallons of wine out of the grapes that we harvested here on these 2-year-old vines. So another great option for us here in Arizona. The third and final variety of wine grape that we have growing here is Syrah. The challenge that we found with these vines is they grow fairly well. However, the new shoots are very delicate and they constantly break off in the wind. So a bit of a challenge from a growing standpoint. However, we were able to harvest off of the 4 vines that were doing well into the spring season, and we have just over 3 gallons of Syrah wine. Another beautiful red wine, and we're looking forward to having that come next fall once it's had a chance to age. So now for our favorites. When it comes to our wine grapes, so far our most productive vines have been our Zinfandel grapevines. They're very precocious growers. we get a wonderful fruit set. It fruits very heavy, and the fruits themselves are quite large and give us a lot of juice. So right now, I'd have to say that our #1 pick for a grapevine for producing wine here in Arizona would be a Zinfandel vine. Now, table grapes, if you had to narrow it down to one variety, I would say the nod definitely needs to go to flame grapes. You can see we have a bunch that's ripe here in the fall. It's a precocious grower. It fruits incredibly early in the season and gives you wonderful, sweet red grapes. Now, if you have space for two, a Thompson would definitely be our second choice. It does still fruit nice and heavy, although not as consistently as the Flame. Another wonderful sweet variety, and that one is green, but definitely have to give the nod to the Flame grape overall for our top pick for table grapes here in Arizona. Of course, this has been our experience here in the Arizona desert. I would love to see what you guys have to say. If you can leave your opinions down in the comment section, that would be fantastic for everyone checking this video out and trying to get a great recommendation. So just want to thank you for joining us today. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. We cover a lot of things here on this newly established functioning farm on the Arizona desert and would love to see you on a regular basis. If you have any questions or comments, again, down in that comment section is where those would go. And our Amazon shop, I'm gonna leave a link down in the description. That is a free, painless way to help support the channel. If you start with the link down below, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. So just wanna thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere, so can you. In addition, it does have, the first variety I want to talk to you about is what you see behind me, Hill. So the first variety is what you see behind me here. This is our Zinfandel grape.
We have 3 ducks in the goat pen.